Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Dude, was that like a quiet intro for you guys? Was there no J is for Justice music in that? Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Hello, Scott H. Yay! You can hear me. Was that quiet, though? I hope you guys are all safe in this crazy weather we've been having. Oh, you could hear it. Okay, cool. It looked to me like my audio was... And hang on. I hit my chair and it went way down. Hold on. I'm going to have to stand up. Hold on a second. I want this to be crystal clear. Okay. I hate when that happens. I accidentally hit the wrong thing. And my chair went all the way down. I was like, what the heck? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to J is for Justice. My name is Jay, and I am your host. This is our Wednesday night call-in show. It is Wednesday, July 10th, and I am coming at you live from Studio J in Clearwater, Florida. I'm not even going to complain about the heat. Because, guys, it's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It's so hot. I haven't really even been able to enjoy it. So, yeah, don't hit the eject button. Exactly. Good evening, everybody. I thought it would be interesting, if not needed, to kind of talk with you guys. There's a lot of crazy stuff that has been going on. But tonight I want to focus more on Sebastian's case rather than, all the stuff that's been going on. Like the sideshow. Because there's been a lot of sideshows, and there was an interesting question brought up today on one of the panels that I listened to. And it was like, when did you notice a shift? And honestly, I've been sitting here and I really haven't been able to, really give it the proper thought that I need to, or, go back in time to when things were said or when certain interviews took place and stuff like that. So I'm still working on my answer. But I think my viewpoint as a creator is going to be different than your viewpoint as a listener. So that's why I wanted to kind of make this night about that. Not really so much dredging and keeping the focus on this bullshit that should have never happened, right? Let me know when you felt things took a different path. Because a lot of people say, oh, it was when Tony came in. But really, was it? Because we have to really go back to what Seth said. And Seth said that he was talking to Tony for 3 weeks before he introduced him to the public. So if Tony came in May, then we have to reverse 3 weeks and think about what was going on then. Ginger says that she noticed right off from the first week. What was off to you, Ginger? Let's get the phone lines open. I've got the chat on the screen. It's looking a little different tonight, which is fine. But I appreciate you guys all for being here. Let me get some things open here and then we'll start taking your calls. And we're going to limit the calls to, I mean, I'm not going to put a timer on or anything like that, but we're going to do like 5 minutes and give everybody a chance to just get their thought out there and get as many calls as we can. Seth hasn't searched since Easter, as far as I've heard. The personal interviews when they first started coming out, yeah. Well, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Let me get everything going here so we can start taking the calls. And just, if you have anything to say about other creators that are like kind of being put in the hot spot right now, I would rather not discuss that here. I only know these people from like this case. So I'm not really interested in discussing that. I mean, of course, I'm against racism. Everybody should be against racism. I don't really even want to have that discussion in this context because in my opinion, in the context it was used, it's gross. So, I mean, if someone wanted to have a discussion about racism where you're having an intelligent discussion, that's different to me. But this, I don't even think it's worth addressing. It's gross. So, okay. The phone line will be officially open in 5, 4, 3, 2, and where'd it go? 1. Phone lines open 727-755-6001. Who's going to be our first caller of the night? Who is going to be the first caller of the night? Welcome. Wait, what? I'm going to go back and chat while we wait for our first caller and talk to you guys a minute. I want to see who's here. Let's go back. Scott H. Hello. Kels. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight. Sin, it's always good to see you. Bren, Sherry, Alup. We've got Franny and PG and Jax. Thanks, Bren. That's really nice of you. Hey, Sirius Black, good to see you. Tornadoes in New York. That's why I said there's some crazy weather. So I'm not even going to complain about the heat. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Gypsy. Potato. Carchie's here. Carchie's.
From Army Mom.
You are live on air with Jay. Who am I talking to?
Hi, Jay. This is Army Mom from Tennessee. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Army Mom?
I'm doing well today. I just had a release from Channel 4 that said that some human remains were found in Springfield, Tennessee.
I saw that.
Is that really
is that a new one or is that?
Yes, that's something new that they just released.
Like today?
Yeah, just a few minutes ago.
Oh, geez.
They didn't give any kind of details or anything, but.
What's the channel name?
Channel 4 News, Nashville, Channel 4.
Wow, I'm gonna look that up. Do they find a lot of bodies? Maybe you're just noticing it because you're paying attention to this case, but do you hear this a lot?
Well, here lately, yes. I was just thinking about that. I thought, man, bodies are everywhere in Tennessee.
Right. I mean, I hear about it too a lot in Nashville, like that one river in particular, the Cumberland River.
Cumberland, yes. And we have actually a duck river that's near me that a lot of people have lost their lives actually in the river. It's a very dangerous river too, so.
So what's on your mind with this? I mean, thank you for bringing that to me. Let's definitely keep an eye on that because I think there's a couple other things in different areas that were found that we're waiting to hear about.
Yes. I was just wondering about what I heard about Sebastian would be back before school started or when school starts. Have you heard that?
Not verbatim, but that doesn't mean it wasn't said.
I heard it somewhere else on another pot, but that was just strange to me. I just have a feeling a bad feeling that maybe Seth, Michaela, Jules, and even Katie and Chris may have something all in it together. I don't know. It's like a circus.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
something different. And poor Sebastian, it just seems like they're not talking about him. It's just those things going on in their lives. So it's just sad.
I know, poor Sebastian, And then to hear, people say, is he really even missing? And then it really just makes me sick because who's going to be looking for him if people start to believe that it's a hoax?
Exactly. But my theory has been allegedly that maybe, they said he slept in the garage some. I wonder if she didn't leave the car running and carbon monoxide may have taken place. And she handed him over to Chris's mom maybe that night. And on their trip to Alaska, maybe, because he always said they'll never find him. He said that too. So I don't know, but he was never seen leaving that house. So something happened somewhere
Yeah,
between dinner that night and him coming up missing.
I agree. I agree. I'm kind of going back to that too. Like, I know a couple of people that I've talked to about it at length have said, I don't think he ever made it home. And I've never really pondered that because I don't know what could have happened between Roadhouse and home. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Unless it, like, it happened at home and then he was just handed off to somebody else because he didn't leave out any door or window or anything like that. Somebody somewhere would have seen him on camera somewhere.
No scent. Yeah. Yeah. And I was thinking today too, like if he took off on foot with no shoes on, he's not gonna beeline to the woods. He would beeline to like the sidewalk or the road, like the concrete.
Exactly, because I don't think he would. Any child, even me, if I go out in the middle of the night, I'm sure not going to want to go out in the woods. That's for sure.
Exactly.
And if somebody had stopped and picked him up in case he was on the highway, there would have been a camera somewhere that would have caught that too. It's just a very big mystery, and I just hope they find him one way or the other. It's just,
Amen. Me too.
uh, yeah,
Enough is enough, right?
exactly. I agree.
Well, thank you,
But
Army
that's all I
Mom.
had to say. And you have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Keep me posted on your local news there.
I sure
I
will. I sure
appreciate
will.
that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Aw, what a sweetheart. We love Army Mom. Thank you for being an Army Mom. And thank you to your children for their service. Much respect. Much respect. 727-755-6001. I need to wake up a little bit. I had dinner before I went live and I'm like all full and I gotta wake up. I'm in sleepy mode. Someone give me a call. 727-755-6001. You are live watching Jay is for Justice Wednesday night call-in show. We are talking about when did you see or notice a shift in Sebastian's case. And like I said, I don't know when I noticed a shift because to be honest with you, the first time there's been a lot of shifts for me, I guess. There's been a lot of shifts for me. My first shift was when I saw Chris Proudfoot in this interview that's playing on the screen right now. I thought he was sus from the word jump. You're live on air with Jay. Who am I talking to?
You're talking to Rex from Tennessee.
Hey Rex,
I think that everything changed in this case.
Wait, honey,
when
before
Seth and Chris met at that one thing where they got in an argument, and I feel like that he stopped after that. He quit searching for people and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where that went. But today I heard one thing that I also been thinking. that there's no pictures of the little boy. What happened to his school pictures?
Good question.
And I've asked that. I asked several times about school pictures, and it makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever.
Can I get you to mute your YouTube or pause it while we're talking?
Do what, man? Do what?
Could you mute your YouTube playing your video or your TV?
How about that? Is that better?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay. What I've been thinking about is I've talked several times and thought about this child. Well, everybody's getting this one thing, but this whole thing looks like it's a big drama. It looks like a put-on thing. It looks like if you just step back and watch it, it looks like a rehearsal for some kind of drama. But when Chris and Seth met, Seth was going crazy searching and all this stuff. But when they got in an argument with that one knee or something, you remember that?
I do.
Okay. Seth has really changed from that. He basically quit looking. And in my mind, I was thinking, as crazy as he is about Seth and Katie, that maybe his Chris Tony is if you keep running your mouth the way you have been and trying to create such problems, you're going to get her in so much trouble. And to me, that changed the whole situation. He just quit. It was just like he started hiring these people, and the more the people got close, he started hiring people that he wasn't even paying. And it doesn't make no sense at all. Yeah, and you would think if it was, say, my child, I would be screaming. I would be in the paper. I would be everywhere. I couldn't, nothing make sense. Because she acts like, well, he just walked out the door and I can't find him, so I'll just go on with my life.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the confrontation at the Vigil, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just put the picture up on my screen so everybody knew what we were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
And after that, if you go from that point on, it's changed. Seth changed 100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Interesting.
That's just my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for calling in, Rex. You have a great night. Okay, so what Rex was saying is he thinks that this right here that I put up on the screen is when he saw the shift. And I've got to somewhat agree. Because remember, there was the truce. But that was also when he was trying to get Chris to agree to Tony. Right? Right? So that was around the same time. If someone can find out the date of that vigil, that would be really helpful. Because J is for Justice has a little timeline going here. J is for Justice. Hold on, guys. I'm going to put it on pause for a second because I have to go grab something. I have to go grab my handy dandy notebook. So, shit. After this call, I will.
From Bethany.
Hey, Bethany, you are live on air with Jay. What's going on?
Hi, Jay. Hey, I'm so glad you answered the call. I got a few things for you.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that Julia was on a podcast called Outlander, and it was aired on May 20th, I believe. And in it, she states that Seth gave her permission to search his area, his car, his house, and everything else, and he's the one that wanted her to get involved. And she also states several other things that you guys have been questioning in your podcast. You really need to watch it.
Damn.
And the host does say she's in Tennessee. she doesn't really confirm or not confirm. I don't believe she is. Here's the other thing. There's also another podcast on YouTube called End of Watch. It aired on June 11th with Julia. You need to watch that one. And this is the other thing that really has been bothering me. I'm 35 years of federal service retired, and I was prior law enforcement. And the thing is that bothers me with Julia, if she is doxing people and she is using a departmental or government computer, I would contact CID with that information. They would be very interested in knowing that.
Who is CID?
Because she should not be using CID.
Who's CID?
And she did, yes, CID. Yep, it's investigative. Because you really can't contact, I would contact CID.
Oh, CID is in dog?
If I was involved in that, huh?
CID is in dog?
CID, yep.
Okay.
Yep, I would contact CID and say, listen, this is the issue, and I would tell them, and I would say who she's doxing, and I would say, I believe she's using a government computer. She may not be. She may be on another website or something that's giving her this information, but any YouTuber should not give her any personal information. And there's several things with her. She's wrote several books besides the mama one. She also wrote a book called Atomic. There's been other things out there that she's written, several podcasts and other articles for websites in different places. I would be very leery of her. I've listened to all the interviews. I've been watching you guys since you started, and I did follow the Summer Wells case. And this is the other thing. I'm just going to give a brief synopsis of what I think of Julia.
Okay.
I think she's very unprofessional. I think she's got a mood or personality disorder. She's very anxious. She apologizes repeatedly. She thinks she did something wrong. And I think her dogs are service dogs for her PTSD. And I think she trained them on her own to be scent dogs and stuff like that.
As a hobby?
And those dogs are probably provided to her from the VA or Dogs and Tags or whatever they call it.
Interesting.
She needs to be investigated. If I was a YouTuber and she was doxed me, you can bet I'd call CID.
So
I wouldn't even hesitate.
What is CID? What's the acronym? What does that stand for?
I'll look it up right now. I don't remember. I've been retired 2 years. Let me look it up for you.
Okay. I mean, I don't think anybody really knows where to turn, for something like that.
Okay. It's the Department of Army. Hold on. I just lost it. Army CID Special Agents. They will do an investigation on this for sure. It's an investigative agency.
Thank you for the information,
And I'm serious. If she is using, and they will check, and this is the other thing. She is AGR Army. She does, and on that podcast, she says she works Monday through Friday. She does not have to report to her duty station, only periodically, but she must be working. She does say she works remotely.
Mm-hmm.
But she's there's something wrong with her. When I first started listening to her, I was really impressed. And then the more I listened, I thought, nah. When you work law enforcement, you just get a sixth sense about things. And I got it right away from her. And I'll tell you another thing. I do not like that Seth Rogers.
You don't?
Oh, no. I pick up things on him. He needs to be really looked at, but I do believe that little boy disappeared on the mother's watch. But Seth I think he's materialistic. I think he's all in it for money. I think in the beginning he was very concerned about his son. He still may be now. I'm not saying he's not really, but there's something about him I do not like.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I don't get the best vibes from any of these people, to be honest. But yeah.
But I am so glad. Jay, really, listen to that podcast, The Outlier. It's OUTLIER.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is. And I actually have it on my Apple, and I was going to listen to it, and I've never gotten around to it. I've had it sitting there.
You got to.
Yeah, I know. And, I thought, I don't really feel like sitting here. Not to be mean, but she rambled a lot, So it didn't really sound appeasing. But now that you said there's information in there. Yeah.
Host asked her every question, and and it's like, oh, Julia, right now it's May 20th. It's on May 20th, and you're in Texas right now searching, working with law enforcement. And she doesn't come out and say she was deputized. She doesn't say that at all, and I don't believe she was.
She doesn't even mention
to be
it?
honest with you. Nope. I don't think she was.
It's that Lauren Conlin, you guys. Lauren Conlin is that journalist with the Outlier podcast. Lauren Conlin was on, who's the guy that analyzes Sebastian Rogers? I can't think of his name. The voice and language analyzer. Shit.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Peter
Hyatt. Yes, she was on Peter Hyatt, and she was on Nancy Grace as well. And she was the one that Nancy brought in when the Cajun Navy guy came on to talk about the cameras. And she kept going, wow, what? It was the oddest interview.
And I listened to you guys today when you were talking about, there was a possibility of her being involved in something else, that letter from her mother, which sounds so hoaxy to me. It's all so weird.
It is.
It's just, there's something very strange going on with her. And I'm going to tell you, you guys are right on. And I thought this even before you said it. She's going to use you guys to write a book, because she said that her and her boyfriend, Hopper, I think that's his last name, they do extensive research on everything they write about. So I would be very careful what to say to her, because if she really did dox somebody, call CID. I'm serious. And if she's doxing somebody on YouTube,
yeah. Well, I've been getting emails from viewers who actually sent her their address to get free decals. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, this is really concerning for me, because she's like, hey, free decals of Canine, Aura, Gator, and Sebastian decals. And she sent them out, and I'm getting emails, showing me the envelope saying she has my address. I don't know what to think. People want like reassurance, and I can't give it, and I feel really bad.
Yeah, and those are service dogs, I bet, and she trained them. And that's why she has her own little business, and she does this on the side. And I looked at the website, LinkedIn. I read it all.
I mean, which would be fine. Like if she would have came on the scene and said who she was and was honest. Right. I mean, maybe she would have gotten a little pushback at first. But if she would have been honest and stuck to who she is, she would have been fine.
Right. And maybe been more honest about, hey, I'm an author and I've written books before, and, I'm interested in this, and I have 2 service dogs that I've trained myself, and there's just, I don't know, the way she presents herself. I think, to me, she comes across very unprofessional. And it didn't take me long. I was sucked in the beginning, and I thought, hey, they got somebody finally good on this case. And then it didn't take me long to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate your information.
You're welcome. And I'm glad you had the call in. And if I find her on any more websites or anything, I'm no longer working federal service. I retired 2 years ago. But if I find anything else out, I'll call in and let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Well, you're welcome, Jay. You have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We have the smartest callers, I'm telling you. I think that is probably the most likely theory yet, is that these are her companion pets and that she's unwell. And, if I found out that she was unwell, I would take off my videos. Debbie R., why would you call on CID if you don't even know what you're reporting? Oh, Debbie R., I would know what I'm reporting. I would have no doubt. Anybody can report anything they want if they feel like there's something going on. And the ones that she's been playing games with are the ones that do have things to report, because it is concerning. It's concerning AF. It does make a lot of sense. and no one wants to drag someone, but you can't come on here and do that. Like, if she literally would have come on here and said, I'm a soldier with PTSD, and this is what I do to get through life. These are, this is what I'm trying to do. No one, you know what? People would have respected that, I think.
From
You're live on air with Jay. Who am I talking to?
I'm Jackie from Ohio.
Hi, Jackie. What's on your mind?
This case is getting crazier by the day. And Seth, I've seen Seth change about when Tony came in, maybe before, but he's really different nowadays. But Katie is the one we need to look at. She was the one in that house with that boy.
I agree with you. I agree.
I don't think Seth, he was at work. There's proof of it. He was at work. The only person that was in that house was Katie. And if you look at her interview, she looks scared to death. She looks scared.
I said that early on, too.
She looks panicked. And I think Chris is helping her cover it up. But I think she did something that night to him. I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
I liked what Rex said. It kind of did. I mean, I agree with like Tony, when Tony came in, but we don't really know when Seth really started talking to Tony or was led down that road. But we do know he was trying to get Chris Proudfoot on board. And then they had this, we're going to work together. And then we saw this confrontation.
Well, that lasted, 30 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Them working together. And they would never take Seth's calls or anything. So, and if I was a mom and that was my child, I sure wouldn't have left the house to begin with. And my ass would be out there from dusk to dawn looking. There's no way I would have left that house and went 3 hours and 37 minutes doorstep to doorstep. Isn't that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
It takes. Why would you go away? No, thinking your son ran away. He's coming back. Come on. There's something wrong.
I think if we peel back all the bullshit and the sideshow, as I called it tonight, we're right back to what I have on the screen right now. And that's Chris and Katie.
I didn't see
Chris and Katie.
Exactly. That's where it comes back to. Every time. There's no other scenario that anybody else can come up with. I mean, there is no way the cameras did not pick up that boy coming out of that house. Mm-hmm. It picked somebody up taking the trash out. So why wouldn't it pick up somebody coming out that door? He didn't go out that front door. He either didn't make it home from the Texas Roadhouse that night, or something happened after they got home and she took him out in her car that was conveniently in the garage. Her car hasn't been in the garage since.
True.
So there's no other scenario. There's no other. He didn't run out of that house. No cameras would have picked him up. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
He has autism. He don't go without shoes. Did Katie lock him out of that house that night? And then she went after him and drowned him in that retention pond. And Chris came and helped her get him out and take him away.
Yeah. Or was he tricked to come out with a flashlight, like some kind of game?
Right. It's possible. But no matter which way you go, who's it come back to? Chris and Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. And I don't understand why the cops haven't gone in to have them in there and drill them. I think Katie would crack if you really put pressure on her. She would crack.
Well, I guess
understand.
it depends on what part she plays.
Yeah. I think she plays the biggest part in it.
You could be right.
I
You
think
could be
it
right.
came down to I think it comes down to either it's him or me. Chris saying it's either him or me, and she chose Chris over her own son. And she has to know he's gone because what mother would leave thinking he'd come back home?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't leave my house thinking my son would come back home.
Oh, I agree.
So I don't understand.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm baffled too. I mean, I'm just sitting here watching them and listening to you, and I'm just
it all comes back to Katie. Every bit of it. There's something that somebody, TBI, isn't getting or not looking hard enough or whatever they're doing. I don't know. They're not doing something.
Yeah.
But all right, sweetie. Well, thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Anytime.
I just found your channel and I love it. And keep up the good work, and I'm going to keep watching you, babe.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you.
Well, thank you, and you have a wonderful night. We'll get this.
You too.
We'll catch it.
Sooner or later.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.
You too, sweetie. Bye.
I have the best callers.
Call from.
The best. You're live on air with J for J.
Hi.
Hello?
I love you, sir. Hello? Hi. Can you hear me?
Barely, and I'm echoing.
Oh, let me take you off speaker. I'm sorry.
You're really low, too.
Hi.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better.
Okay. I have a theory for the dog handler.
Okay, what's that?
I'm sorry if I seem a little slow. I had brain surgery. So,
You're fine.
okay. My theory is, in my opinion, this dog handler lady is setting up everybody to create chapters in her book by sending these false emails from the mother is her, and she's creating drama. You know what am I explaining it correctly?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I think she's not right. She's not a nice person. I'm just saying, in my opinion.
You have a right to that opinion.
And I love your giggle. It makes me laugh. I love it.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope that you heal up good.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm just a little slow, which is okay.
No, yeah, we love you. Have a good rest of your evening, hon.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, guys, if I turned it up any louder, it would have busted your eardrums with every other sound. Her sound was just extremely low. She had brain surgery, so she's a little slow. So she was taking her time. She said that she thinks that the dog handler was setting all of this up to write chapters in her book. That's what she said. Thank you for calling in. I know. I just didn't want to like blare it. So I figured I'd fill y'all in if you couldn't hear her. I knew it was low. Thank you for calling in, hon. 727-755-6001. Different vibe in here tonight, huh? It's a different vibe in here. I'm picking up like this vibe that you guys are just like kind of deflated. Kind of deflated. And I just don't feel the pep, except for Cricket here, who keeps singing songs. Although it looks like she might be gone. I don't see her anymore. Okay.
From Rose.
Rose, you are live on air with Jay. What's going on?
Hi, Jay. I just want to say I love your show and that you are the voice of reason because everything that you say, like, it's just, like, causes me to think because I used to defend Seth all the time, and the more that I listen to you, the more I think, yes, that makes sense because nothing he's doing is making any sense. He's something's not right with him. It's just I'm starting. I mean, the first caller, I think he was right about when that vigil. I think that's when it started. There's something weird there.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that it was weird that Seth refused to say anything about Katie, and like that was the last person he was with. And if it were me, I would be demanding answers about that person. And he always just kept his mouth shut. And I almost think that Seth knows something, like that knows. I don't think that he did something, but I think that he might know, what happened and that he's defending her or protecting her in some way. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that, he's in on it in some way because he knows what happened possibly. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. My brain is honestly mush. I feel like I'm sitting here. I'm listening to everybody and I'm just like, it's all stirring around. But no, it does make sense. And no one's cleared.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that started me thinking when you said, why hasn't he been cleared by now? I used to get a little bothered when you would talk about Seth, but everything you say makes sense. It's like, why hasn't he been cleared? And, he's the only one saying, like, he was on video. How do we know that? Law enforcement hasn't come out and said that. So it just makes sense that, no, he hasn't been cleared, so he's still a suspect.
He even said it out of his own mouth. I'm still a suspect in my son's disappearance.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how can people hear that and still embrace? I mean, it's okay to be nice, but giving him wrenches and all that crazy stuff, it's like I think it's a disaster to get that close to parents of missing kids. I think that's a very dangerous thing to do because they're in a very emotional state of mind. And I don't think that any new friendships need to be formed. You know what I mean? Just
exactly.
help them, yes. Befriend them, no. I mean, there's just people need to learn where that line should be drawn, in my opinion, because it gets dirty, and you got people defending people that you don't even know where they were or what they did, and it's crazy.
He's aligned himself with shady people, and shoot away all the nice ones, the good ones. It seems like.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Mm.
He acts very strange. And you're the one that made me realize that because I used to defend
Lord
him.
have mercy. I am on Seth's shit list tonight.
The more I listened to you, the more I thought, she makes sense.
It just isn't.
I mean, everything.
It's just off,
Yeah, something's very off with him. And I appreciate you, and I always call you the voice of reason.
Aw.
I appreciate you, and you just see things from a very, like, a view that is I don't know the word I'm trying to think
I
of.
know what
but
you're saying, like just kind of putting it out there, like to think about it rationally from all angles or something.
Yeah, exactly, rationally.
I try to be. I try
So,
to be. I learned it from my dad. I got to say that. That's one thing I did learn from my dad is that's why things don't get convoluted when I talk about them because I try to keep everything factual. Like I don't try to add anything in because when you start doing that stuff, when you tell stories, you start adding things here and there like Katie did with the thud. Like you're
yeah,
going to forget that you added that in. You know what I'm saying? You forget.
yeah.
You got to just tell the truth and it's so much easier.
The more she talked, the more things changed and were added, and it was just something's not right about all three of them. Any of the three. So,
Well,
but I appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you
I love
too.
your show.
Thank
I
you.
love your laugh.
Well, thank you. I've gotten some hell about it lately, so can't change the way you
Well,
laugh. You know what I mean?
maybe it's jealous people.
Tis what it is. Maybe they need to laugh more, because I've never heard anybody complain about laughing, really. You got to be pretty miserable to complain about laughing.
That it actually cheers me up when I hear
Aw.
your show.
Aw, that means so much to me. Thank you. I
You're
could
welcome.
end the show tonight and be completely satisfied.
Aw,
For
well,
real.
thank you. Well, you have a great night.
You too.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. She gonna make me cry. Like that is so nice. Not very often do we get to hear, from you guys like directly like you made me smile or you changed my day. Like that's so awesome. Thank you. Yes, prayers for Annie who is in the hospital recovering. I should mention that every stream actually. 727-755-6001. Let's see what's on your mind. Good evening, Granny's watching. You've had a long day today. Jerry, thank you.
Call from
Pearl.
Yes, it's my girl.
Press.
It is my girl, Pearl.
This is your girl Pearl. How you doing?
I live for your calls, baby. What's up?
Well, they ain't nothing much. Eating a little bit higher up on the hog this week.
Oh, that's nice. No feathers?
Yeah, no feathers this week. Instead of the hooks, we're eating part of that.
The hawks?
The hawk. We're eating on the hawk.
Oh,
How have you been
Pearl.
doing?
Oh, you know what? I'm a lot better since I heard from you guys tonight because it's been a long
Well,
week.
You just make me. You make me every week.
Really?
I listen to you through the week. Yeah, I listen to you through the week. Don't want to bother you much, but you sure make my Wednesdays.
Well, you make mine too. You make mine.
I was just missing you, and I had to change up my little name on there. I got so tired of putting in my opinion and speculation and allegedly, and I don't know what that means anyway. I thought everybody was right to their opinion, but some people's called me out on it like I was in trouble, so I thought I might need to put opinions on the name. What are they meaning by all that?
Well, I think they mean that people are sue happy. So if you say, in my opinion or allegedly, it's going to keep them from getting sued for defamation.
Oh, okay. Well, all they'd get's a few chickens and
some feathers.
I think, yeah, some feathers. Did you get back? Did you get?
Ask your husband to burp after dinner and get a couple feathers.
Blow them.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that'll be next week. I got my Social Security this week, so
buddy,
we're eating up on the hawk part this week.
Love it.
It'll get a little hairy the next week.
Little hairy.
But you know, you're a little hairy. I was thinking about that. You handled that very well up there on Granny's thing the other day.
Granny's?
Yeah.
Which part?
When y'all was trying to work that problem out.
Which one?
Well, so many of them. It was all in one bundle, but I mean, you was really mediating very well. I want to say I'm very sorry. I've been so down on this. I thought Smoke was really trying to do good, and I'm always for the underdog. But when I found out he was making all these funny calls and stuff, and I was a mod for him. I was a good mod for him.
I know,
And
a lot of you were.
And I thought, well, I'm going to, he's trying. He was, but now that other guy, in my opinion, allegedly, speculation, hearsay, rumors, that other guy, he better watch playing with God. He don't play that. He don't play them kind of games. I mean, he's playing blasphemy and all that stuff. That ain't good. You don't get by with that. And if he's doing that and claiming he's got cancer and these sound boxes and stuff, he's got some issues. He's like B-ball breaker. He better. She's as crazy as a pet squirrel and running around here and doing all this stuff and talking crazy and smacking and clapping on the. And one tit goes one under one arm and one goes on the other. She needs to stop doing that on the bed.
Holy shit. Just say it like it is.
Have you? Well, have you seen them tits?
Unfortunately.
They go under each arm. Huh?
I said, unfortunately, I have. Holy shit.
I can only imagine what she'd look like laying on her back.
Oh my God. Don't ever do that when I take a drink of Coke. I almost just spit it all over my keyboard. Oh, that was a bad idea. What?
Can
that
you
was
visualize that now? I can't be two balls laying on each side of her.
Jesus Christ, Pearl. You are some other. Woo!
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that email, but I sent you a picture a while ago on this phone number you got. I hope you got it.
You did?
The little squirrel riding the dog's back.
What? In text?
Yeah, I sent it on this phone
Oh,
number.
on here. Okay, let me look. I haven't looked since we went live. Did you send it today?
It's a cute little thing.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, it's on Mohawk's back.
This is your dog?
Yeah.
Shut up. I thought you were kidding.
Well, I ain't kidding. They 3 pet squirrels.
Y'all, she really has pet squirrels. Hold on. I'm going to put this up on the screen if you don't mind.
Go ahead. That's Mohawk.
I freaking
The little dog.
Look at him. That's Mohawk. I see why he's named Mohawk. Oh my God, Pearl. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Is this an egg?
You gotta feed them nuts.
Is this real?
You gotta feed. Yeah, it's real.
This is really in your house?
It's in my friend's house. Yeah, we take in rescues.
Oh my God. How many you got right now?
3.
And they
you gotta
just
have permits, but you can permit them, and then you gotta break them into the wild. So he runs around all day and comes in at night.
Oh my God. And he likes them? Like your dog likes the squirrels?
Yeah, he don't know he ain't a dog.
Oh my God, that is amazing. Pearl, everybody says Pearl wins the YouTube.
Oh, bless their heart.
That is so cool. Oh my God, you need to
do
you should make videos.
I'm a big animal advocate. I've been rescuing animals, and I've had two of them get me down and break my ribs and both sides of my ribs, and I got my back broke 3 different places, and I find them good homes though.
Yeah, the dog
Any
has a
kind of pet.
mohawk. Yes, he has a mohawk. That's why that's his name. Do you have any pet
Yeah, he is
raccoons?
one. Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, we would love
3
to.
of them. There's the fat.
Pearl
Their
t-shirts.
fat is nuts.
They want Pearl merch.
Do what?
They want Pearl merch. They want Pearl t-shirts.
Oh, pearl teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've done everything, every kind of animal that could be thought of. I brought in here,
I love
and
it.
I've took care of, and I find them homes. And if they're wild, I feed them wild, and they learn what they can eat, what they can't eat, and they run free, and they do what they want to do.
Ah,
Come in at night if they want.
I've watched.
Nurse them on bottles and everything.
Oh, I've watched this guy on YouTube that has pet raccoons, and he goes outside on the deck and he does like feeding time, and then he's got a camera out there, and you just watch them, and they're so cute. They just come right up
They
to
love
him.
swimming pools.
Oh, Pearl.
They love swimming pools. I'm a big heart with animals and old people and children, and I've been studying true crime since 1990 when my best friend got killed and buried in the yard.
Huh?
Yeah, my best friend. We went to school together. She'd come spend the night with me, and we'd go to church. We'd go Sunday night, Wednesday night, and she'd come back and do the same thing. And she married this old boy, and it was like a cult around there. Well, she regretted marrying him. Ended up that he gave her over to his daddy. And you can read it on YouTube or on Google. It's Eugene Long. Eugene Long.
Okay.
Her name was Ramona Long.
Ramona Long.
And and we had court up here in town here, but got to missing her. She'd run off, and she thought she was safely hid, and he found her and brought her back home. And he'd leave her in the basement. Well, when I seen her, she'd come in the shop to get a haircut. I was a hairdresser, and she come in to get a haircut, and I cut his hair, and then I knowed something was wrong. She's bony as a rail. She was undernourished. You could see that she was in bad shape. And I asked her what way she wanted her haircut, and she just looked up at me like, "Help me."
Oh my God.
And I didn't know what to do, and he was standing there, and he told me how he wanted her haircut. Well, I cut her hair, and she never said a word. Now, all these years we was friends. She got up out of the chair and walked out, and I followed along with her through her family and stuff. And she'd run away from home. He finally got her, brought her back home, and kept her in the basement. And he fed her some, and that was why she was starving. But I didn't know she was staying in the basement. Some days he'd feed her, and some days he wouldn't. Well, then sometime during that time, her son was going to college, and the youngest one wanted to come spend time with her. So he came and stayed about a week or so, and she knowed things was fixing to get bad, so she sent him on off back home to his daddy. They had divorced, and she'd married this other man. He'd handed her off to his daddy.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of them places like Hotel California. You in, but you can't never leave.
Yeah. God, that's so sad.
Well, then he tied her up into a straight back chair and put her in the bedroom. Well, he slit her throat first, but she didn't die from that. And he'd take her out from that chair and rape her, and then he'd put her back. And he'd mistreat her and stuff and starving her and everything.
Good Lord.
Well, finally he got done with her, and he took her and shot her in between the eyes and put her in a mattress in the closet. She laid there for 2 or 3 days, and he still kept having sex. They proved it through DNA. Well, he buried her, and he was a backhoe man, and he could scratch you back with the backhoe. I mean, he was that good.
Scratch.
And
I'm sorry, Pearl. Your analogies are hilarious. I'm such a serious story, but scratch your back with a backhoe. I'm sorry. I'm trying to write down all the Pearlisms.
Well, you can use whatever you want.
This is
But
horrible.
anyway, so he dug up that ground where it looked like that the grass had laid back down where it had never been moved and they couldn't ever find her. And he stood off with them cops for all day. And the only agreement he had was that if he took him to the grave site, that he could get down in the grave with her and lay with her for a while. Yeah, so he dug her up, and they agreed to him that he could get down in the grave site with her. So he got down in there, and she had already decomposed so bad that her fingers had already fell off.
Jesus.
But anyway, they finally got him, and there's been 2 other women been killed around there, but the old bastard finally died here a while back. He only spent 5 years, and he should have had life. And in my opinion, anybody that would rape or mistreat or do or kill a child, they should get life automatically, and within the year they die. I'm strictly death penalty.
I agree, and I agree. That is horrific.
They just, you can't take that away from them. You can't take that out of them. No kind of therapy can take that away from them.
Right.
They're sick individuals. And 1 year, and you're gone. Don't cut their testicles off. Don't cut nothing off. Don't deball them or nothing. Just leave them in there, and they have to be executed within the year. That's my opinion. But she lived through a mortal hell, and
I'm
her
so
kids
sorry.
was just totally broken
Oh,
when they found her. But when my best friend was a TBI agent, so I heard a lot of it from him, and he said that when he pulled her up out of the grave, they pulled the mattress up with her because she's in such bad. That's what I'm saying. Bring me a pack of smoke.
oh, I thought I muted. I'm sorry. You're the only one that could hear that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Hey, that'll work. I like them myself.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. But anyway, I want to.
I didn't mean to scream at you. I do. That's
telling
my
Pearl's on the phone.
I know. That's my lady Pearl. Chicken and feathers. He's like, oh my God. He rolls his eyes. Pearl for president.
He's gotten away from that. I wish I could be president and get that goofy thing that's in there out, but we won't talk about politics.
Oh Lord, yeah. No, let's not.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I was a mod, and I'm always for the underdog, and I felt real bad, real bad. I'm still trying hard to get over it about Smoke doing that and finding out that he's calling. Another opinion, then I'll let you go and let you talk to somebody else.
You're good. Go ahead.
I think, in my opinion, speculation, hearsay, whatever all that is, I'm scared to death I'll be sued because I ain't got nothing. I sure hate to be homeless. But anyway, my theory is on this whole thing is I think CP and his family's in on all this arguments and stuff around here. They want it to be a big argument so it'll take the extraction off of them.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that today, Pearl. So hear me out on this.
So,
who's
all right?
You know, because I've been thinking about myself included. Who have I really been going hard for the past, I don't know, month or two, as far as this case?
Ever seen it?
I mean,
yeah, ever seen it?
Yeah, it's been Seth, right? But
yep,
they've taken the focus, and somehow all of this mess has made Seth look terrible.
That's their point.
So do you think they're behind the people that have stepped in?
I think they are. They're going to put it all on Seth, and they're going to make it look like Seth. I'm not all for Seth. I mean, he could step up and get some balls here. You know, he probably ain't seen his little dick never.
Oh my God!
Gosh, you're on.
You're okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're on camera, but anyway,
I'm not anymore.
But he needs to reach down there and find some balls and step up. And you know, I ain't never seen nobody that's gotten so much or wanting so much attention off their child missing.
I think he likes it. I think he got a taste of getting the attention on him, and it was because Sebastian was missing.
Yeah, I do too. I think so, and I think that that group has a lot of pull in Sumner County, and I think that all of that stuff is coming up just to take the attention off of Sebastian and how he left. I think that's all it is. It's got everybody. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some creators out there that cringe me. They just cringe me. But, you know, this racism and stuff, that should stop. I feel right. I mean, I feel I'm not racist to nobody because I was born Cherokee and I was called half-breed all my life. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't even
And
know why that even is going on right now, to be honest with you. Like, it's kind of shocking that there's people that are
well,
out there spewing that kind of stuff in an open platform on YouTube. Like, I get in trouble for the stupidest things, you know what I'm saying? Like, my videos get demonetized. I know that guy's does too, but it's just like,
yeah.
how is it still even allowed?
Well, I don't know. And why would it be? Why would it be? Hey, everybody's got a right. Everybody's got their own rights to live and be and do, you know. But I'm telling you, I just think all these kids, 200 kids a day in the United States go missing. We didn't have that back in the day before internet. We did not have that. People are using these internets and all this electronics for a babysitter, and it's killing our kids. It's getting our kids killed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, all they have to do is get on. Well, Mama took my phone away, so I'll get on my computer and I'll meet up with somebody. Well, hey, she don't know who she's meeting up with. He may look like her boyfriend online, and then the next thing you know, she's done out running for her boyfriend and meets up with somebody else. Just called her out.
Yeah.
I just think the internet was back in the day, honey. Where I live, we never had locks on our doors. We went to bed with the screen open and all of our windows, and we never had no problems like this.
Right. Right.
We never had no problems like this.
It's a different time, man. We've got all these people.
Yeah.
We've got all these electronics. We've got Ubers. We got people. We got kids with electronics calling Ubers, getting picked up after they're dropped off at school. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, Pearl.
Well, it is, and let me tell you something else. The other night, this girl, she called an Uber, and he was supposed to come by and get her. Well, he come by and got her, picked her up, took her and got her groceries and stuff, and she was unloading her groceries, and they're sitting in the car. Well, she come back out to get the rest of the load and carried it back in. They drove off with her pocketbook, her child's money. She's got 4 little old kids. Took off with her phone, her pocketbook, and all of her money that she'd worked out. And she'd gotten a little old check from her income tax and took off and left. She had no way of nothing. She didn't have her phone, so she couldn't prove who picked it up or who took off with it.
Mm-hmm.
So she finally, you know, and then the night before last, there was somebody peeping in the windows up here, went into my aunt's house, and she's 92 years old. He walked in on her, and then he was peeping around the windows around here. And, I mean, he said, well, ain't no harm to you. A friend of mine just said they walked in on her daughter, and I mean, you can't do nothing no more. What was that young boy walking in on that little old teenager?
Mm-hmm.
So we're in some hard times. If people don't wake up and see what we're in and see what kind of nuts are running this country, and there I go again. But anyway, I love y'all, and y'all take care of yourself. And
you too, Pearl.
I wanted you to see my pet squirrel.
Oh my God, I'm so glad that you sent that. Thank you. That made my night.
Well, you made mine. You always do. I always look forward to the Wednesdays.
Aw, me too. Thanks, Pearl. You enjoy the rest of your evening.
Keep beating that drum, girl. Love you.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye, Pearl. Pearl's got me talking like her. Thank you so much, Pearl. We love you here. We look forward to Wednesdays with Pearl, don't we? I know. There's some scary people out there, man. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. I don't know. Pearl, what state are you located in, hon? I think she's in Tennessee. I'm pretty sure she's Tennessee. I know. A lot of opportunities out there to exploit the vulnerable. Yeah, for sure. It's scary. That's why we got to have each other's backs, right? 727-755-6001. The phone line is open for your calls. I know. I love Pearl's calls. You guys, we have the best callers. I swear to God. We do. I shouldn't swear to God, though. I love the squirrel. I am like in love with I love Mohawk and the squirrel. It's great. I feel so bad for her losing her best friend like that. I know. It's awful. 727-755-6001. Yeah, it's definitely Southern. Definitely Southern.
From Annie.
You're live on air with Jay. What's up?
Hey, Jay, it's Annie.
Hey, Annie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. Good to hear from you again.
Yeah, thanks. I want to talk about the case a little bit. The question that you had, like when do I think it took a turn, was when, to me, I think it was when Seth got rid of Chloe and the PIs. Like, that to me, like, that's when I feel like the case took a complete turn. Because it made me feel like he's not even there to look for Sebastian. Like, he's getting rid of all the people that were there to try to find his son.
Right.
You know? And he just completely, like, got rid of them and then ended up taking Tony in. And so to me, that was when the case took a turn.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was that same time frame, too, when they said they were going to have the truce.
Yeah, I think it was, because didn't he say at that vigil, wasn't that the vigil when he said to everyone, like, he told everyone to F off?
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
If you don't like that we're working
God.
together, you can fuck off. Yeah.
Yes. Like, what the heck? Yeah, so it was that same time then. And then he got rid of Chloe and the PI, and he just basically just stuck with Tony, and Tony does nothing.
Right.
He didn't do anything for Caleb Harris. He did nothing for this case. He's done nothing but be horrible and show his peen. Like, nobody wants to see that.
Right. Fake freaking tip lines, right, to Google Voices. The Amber Alert thing, that was all weird. I mean, it's...
Yeah, it's Deputy Skate.
Yes.
I mean, come on. This is a joke.
Yep, and it all goes back to Missouri.
Yeah, it's completely crazy. And then, you know, another thing, I watch other creators and stuff, and this one creator, I was watching her before your show, and she kind of did, like, the timeline of a lot of things, and she put in there, like, the videos, you know, of basically reminiscing of what happened and everything. And she put in there that Chris Proudfoot, apparently Chloe said that Chris Proudfoot was last seen at 8 o'clock the night before, and he clocked into his work at 5:15. So, I mean, what was he doing for all those hours?
You know, I watched that same video that you did, and I think it was Sebastian was seen at 8 o'clock, and Chris was seen at 5:15. Or am I getting that wrong?
No, rewatch it. They said that Chloe, I think she said that it was Chris Proudfoot was seen, the last physically seen was 8 o'clock. But then that morning he was basically at work.
Oh, I'm going to have to re-listen to that because I thought it was Sebastian because I was thinking, all right, well, if he was seen at 8 o'clock, what was he doing when he was seen and who saw him?
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess when Chloe went on there and said that, she said that there was a source. Apparently, there was a source that told them that he was seen at 8 o'clock or some 8:15 or whatever that. I don't know what time it was, 8 something. And then she said a little bit later they did see his vehicle at the RV, you know, that night, but they haven't seen him physical body. So I'm like, I don't know. So he must have been doing something within those hours. Like, what was he doing? You know, that's pretty a long time. That's like 9 hours.
Well, and then the next day,
so.
yeah, I agree. It is. And I agree
So
with you on
I feel
that.
like that's why he's not cleared, because they're probably trying to figure out where the heck he was. And didn't Seth go to work like the same time around Chris Proudfoot? Like, I don't know. I think it was around the same time, right?
Seth went to work, he said, the night before at 7 or 7 to 7, right? The night before. And then he got to his truck and he saw the missed call.
Okay, yeah, because he said something about he was in the garage, or I don't know what he was saying. I have to look at it all again. But it just, I was really enjoying your videos when you had them, lined up and seeing like from the start to. But I think you kind of got caught off track of that when the whole Julia thing came up and everything. So, but yeah, it's really cool to have you, have us see the timeline in the videos.
Yeah, for sure. I thought that was an interesting video too. It made me want to go back really and watch Seth on Nancy Grace.
Yes, definitely. I have to look at that one again too, because I know that the creator I was watching, she had a few of them with Nancy Grace on there, and I'm like, I have to go watch that again because I want to, I just forget, and it's nice that you guys, you creators, like do all this for us, that we can actually see what's going on. I mean, I think that is so cool.
Yeah, like
the
putting
media
it together.
doesn't do that.
Right. No.
Yeah.
And that video, who was that? Criminal gossiper?
I think so. I think that's what she was.
Okay,
yeah, she's pretty good.
I've never seen her before. It popped up today, and I'm like, "Who's this?" And I played it, and I actually watched it while I was making dinner and stuff. Yeah, it was interesting, and it is. I love hearing the clips because when people pull those, important clips, you forget about. There's been so much.
Right, exactly. So it's good that, you can go back to the video, look and see exactly what was said, what happened, because people miss stuff all the time,
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Annie.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for taking my call.
I always love hearing from you. Have the good rest of your evening.
No problem. I would be in chat, but my daughter has my phone right
now,
so I can't really say. But hi to everybody.
All right. Well,
Annie
thank
Jean.
you.
All right.
Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
All right. Have a
good
night.
Good night, Annie. Thank you so much, Annie. 727-755-6001 is the phone number. Seth worked a 12-hour shift from 7 to 7, and he got to his truck at 7:20 and saw a missed call and text from Chris, but Seth said they could have called the jail to talk to him, but they didn't. Thank you, Julie Jordan. You're right. That is the breakdown. Seth called into Dolly's? Rhonda? See, he's called into places I didn't even know. He said, yeah, he did say he got to work early at 6 o'clock. And that is when they were at the Roadhouse, correct? I've thought that too. A time or two, Granny, that Katie has no idea. And like she knows that something happened, but she doesn't know what. Cricket, good question. Is there a search tomorrow? Thanks, Elizabeth. I know that your comment got deleted, but thanks for letting us know. What didn't I know? I don't know. I don't remember saying I didn't know what I didn't know. I said I've thought that too about Katie being in the dark. But I don't know if she's I was going to say I don't know if she's scared or what. Like I don't know what her deal is. If she's being threatened, like if she doesn't know what happened. Like I think there's one person. I think all three of them. This is my theory. I think all three of them know something happened to Sebastian, but only one knows where he is. All right, Bright Star. It's open right now. 727-755-6001.
From.
You are live on air with Jay. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Jay, it's Jimmy V. How are you doing?
Hi, Jimmy. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Awesome. Been listening to you for a couple of months. Love your show. Love the content. Love the flow. You actually have a show with flow. Really,
Thank,
really good show.
thank you. Appreciate that.
Enjoy watching. Hey, a couple of things on the last caller, which is a very intelligent caller. The thing about Chris leaving Memphis, I think the license plate reader cameras between here and there would have definitely caught him leaving Memphis and coming into Davidson or Sumner County.
Yeah, I agree with you too. Like, unless he took, do you think he could have taken back roads? Are you a local there?
I live in the Nashville area.
Okay, so do you think that there's back roads he could have taken to avoid any cameras?
You know, is that possible? Yes. Would he have known? Probably not. Just like I probably would not be able to find out all that information, because even through the back roads, you would still go through some towns, and you just don't know where all those are.
Well, true.
And I know Tennessee had did something a couple of years ago where they passed a law, so I know there's a lot of them, especially around the metro area. If people remember the Nashville shooter, if you lived in this area, you saw plenty of photos of her about a month later. That was all taken by license plate reader cameras, you know, front view, side views of her sitting, you know, driving through Nashville, driving through Davidson County, and so on. So I think, would Chris be able to get around that? But you'd have to be awful lucky. And, you know, plus two, you're going to have to deal with getting back, you know, and how are you going to take that much time to get back to and get on your job?
Right. Unless he wasn't using his own car, but that would take, you know, more planning.
Geofencing. Yeah, geofencing would have caught that too. That's the other factor that would have figured in, is law enforcement has geofenced those phones in that area. So if his phone drove into that area, I'm sure they know that. You know, we don't know what law enforcement knows or don't know, unfortunately. We only have just a few facts in the case that we really know. Everything else is just speculation, myself included.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, for sure. We don't know. I mean, no one's been cleared. So, like, if Chris was seen at his job site and they don't think he was in Hendersonville or anything anywhere near the house, how come you think he hasn't been cleared?
Well, you know, the thing about the whole thing, and you know, when I first got involved in following some of the true crime channels on YouTube, it was like everybody. And I'm not saying your channel. I don't think I found your channel at that time, but most of the channels I found was, you know, the Dollies and so on were piling on Chris, and I'm listening to a lot of stuff that like Seth is saying. And, you know, what people are saying. And the more I listen, I kept thinking, something's just not right about this, you know. And even what the Proudfoots say, you know, if you go back and listen to some of the stuff they say, they contradict themselves a few times, you know. And Katie made some statements that really that I heard again later. And I thought, that's just a very odd statement, you know, for somebody to say, you know, who walks out a house, you know, somebody mad walks out a house. So stuff like that.
Right, right. But if he would have walked out the house, don't you think there would have been a trail?
Well, you know, the thing that on some of the other shows I saw where they had like the dogs, you know, the sheriff, Sumner County, I can't remember if I guess it was the sheriff's department, but the dogs, and you know, three of the 5 dogs, I think it was 3 of the 5 dogs made that run up to the pond, you know. So pretty good belief that he did walk up the house. And really, if you look at like timeline and, you know, things that would have had to have happened for anything else to have happened, it just don't work. I mean, I don't think she could have got rid of a body. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way. I don't think, you know, the timelines and stuff. But again, we don't know what Sumner County has seen on cameras. We don't know that. They may know the answers.
Right, right. We have very little factual information to go off of, unfortunately.
And that's been the thing. I mean, like I said, the speculation. Something I said the other day in the chat that people, if you got 2 or 3 minutes, you could do. If you really want to kind of help find Sebastian, maybe kind of feel like you're doing something, I started doing it. Hey, these campgrounds in different states and stuff, just email them that flyer and say, hey, we don't know, but there may be reason to believe he might be through this area. Just make your employees aware. And that's all you got to do. If you go to most of them, they have a website. Most of them have an info at email address. Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? Somebody maybe sees it.
I love your accent, by the way. You sound like a...
I have an accent.
Oh, yeah.
I have an accent.
Yeah. Can you say we don't know what we don't know?
Absolutely. I think that's it. We don't know. And we don't know. And I mean, it's been a whirlwind of all this crap, and and I'm the same way, man. I'm knee deep in it most days, want to find out and the theories and what did Seth say today, or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, I email like 5. I made a little thing. I said I'm gonna email 5 places a day. I'm just gonna email that flyer, and that's all you got to do. So, hey, who knows? Maybe somebody sees it and goes there. That's him.
Right.
So anyway, I wanted to call in. Maybe I'll call in again some other time.
I would love that.
Enjoy your show. Love it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your input.
You got the smartest chat too. Absolutely.
I really do. I really do. And the best callers. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You also. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ooh, that was loud. He says, I have an accent? No, not me. See, that's what happens when I boost that audio. The sounds blow y'all's eardrums out. I do believe that was the real Taco. I didn't get a chance to say hello, but I do think that was him, because that was the name he had the other day in the live stream. Oh, I have a Mac, Jennifer. Jennifer uses a voice analyzer? That is so funny. We're going to have more t-shirts. So can I show you guys the t-shirts really fast? Can I show you guys the t-shirts? You guys are going to love these. So there's the other ones I'm still designing. I design all my own shirts. I do it all myself. It's all my own store. But check these out. These are perfect for summertime, you guys. It's 12:02 somewhere. Check this out. Hold on. I got to make this smaller. Let's shrink this down. I just absolutely love the 12:02 somewhere. They're perfect for summer. So are you guys ready for this? We have on the front of the shirt here. Let me show you the shirt first. On the front of the shirt, we have TikTok beaches. Hold on. You guys are so funny. Okay. So we have that on the back, and then this is the front. It says TikTok beaches. And it's got my logo, and it's got a little clock for the TikTok. TikTok. And then on the back, we have this. It's 12:02. Can you see it? It's 12:02 somewhere. So we have different colors too. It's awesome. We have black. We've got the yellow, the mustard color. We got the bright red, and then we've got white. And I'm going to put some tanks up here too. I wish they had koozies. Koozies would be perfect. No peen overlays on a mug. Are you kidding? You know what? He'll probably strike me if I do that. He'll probably he'll strike me. That's my peen. Okay, so then we have the mug. You can get different colors in the mug too. There's blue, green, the reddish orange, or I guess that's orange, and then there's yellow. And then on this side is the 12:02 somewhere. You can't see it that great, but no fake dog handlers. Aw. You know what though? If she is ill, I feel bad. Like I don't want to drag anybody that's unwell Yeah, so I'm working on some other ones. We're gonna get some clicker t-shirts. We're gonna get Crystal Clear Brewing Company shirts. And then I just had an idea from someone in here that was saying, I'm glad you guys like them. You guys had an idea here. What was it? Kels? Keychains? I'll see if they have some in there. Penal copyright. The rights to his damn peen. I cannot. 727-755-6001. Let's take a few more calls. I know, Pine. It is. It's disheartening. I'm disappointed in her, but I also don't want to drag her if she's not well. It's not going to do any good to drag someone. Who wants a wiener on their chest all day? Pearl says ... Cricket, I hope we settled everything earlier. Cricket, if that was the same you, I'm confused. Cuz I'm telling you, I hope everything's okay now. We could Ooh.
From Christy.
You are live on air with Jay. Is this Christy?
Hi, Jay. Oh, my gracious.
Hello.
I can't believe I got through. Hello.
You did.
I was just looking at your amazing 1202 shirt.
Oh, nice, huh?
1202 song.
Yeah, something fun, you know? Break up the monotony.
Oh, oh my goodness. I feel like, I absolutely love you. I can't believe I got through.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. So I think my biggest question in this whole fiasco that nobody really talks about, because I don't know that a whole lot of people know, what about law enforcement? Not anybody has said anything. And if they're keeping everything close to the vest, that's awesome. But it's been silent.
Very.
With anything from law enforcement. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
I know. Is it or not? No, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Seth came out the other day and said he's in contact with law enforcement and they're giving him information. Do you believe that?
I can tell you from my experience, I've had with the criminal justice system in personal work for 40 years, honestly. I think they're keeping things close to the vest. And I do think they're keeping him apprised, as well as Chris and Katie, to the very minimal that they need to be kept apprised, because everybody at this point is still a suspect.
Right. I agree with you. I think maybe they're giving them, just enough to kind of keep them satisfied, so to speak. Keep things calm. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. And God forbid anything would jeopardize the investigation. I can't speak anything about connections there, but if they are keeping everything silent and close to the vest, they're doing a damn good job of it.
For sure.
And I personally, right now, from what I've learned listening to, trying to get updates of this all craziness, I see more and more why they would keep things close to the vest.
For sure. For sure.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And I thought this same thing. I don't know if you followed the Summer Wells case, but I felt,
absolutely.
I felt the same way. Like, oh my gosh, they're just being quiet because they're going to move in on the Wells and everything. And it never happened. And I think a lot of people feel the same way, like whatever happened with that. And they're hoping it doesn't end up like Summer Wells, where we're just left with no answers whatsoever.
Cold. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, for sure.
Like that would just be
I
awful.
feel like I've had awful, horrible, for absolutely, obviously the parents, but everybody close to the case, and who's invested time and energy and money. And yeah, the whole thing is horrible. And Sebastian, always in my thoughts and prayers every night, as well as Summer. And I just didn't think things could get any crazier than Summer's, and they have exceeded it by far.
I agree. It reached a whole new level.
Whole new level, and it's scary.
It is. Hopefully we get some sorting out of this soon, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Well, I feel like I've had so many more things to say and questions, but I am in star mode. Just be able to talk to you.
Oh, geez. Don't be in star mode.
Appreciate it.
I'm no star.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
just a person like y'all. So, but I appreciate you, and I do appreciate you listening and calling in and caring about Sebastian.
Oh my gosh, and all the other missing kids we cannot forget about.
And all of the other missing kids,
that
yeah.
don't get talked about. And that is the one question, actually, is like, how did we pick up on this one? Why is it so big? Because there are so many other kids missing that. So I'm in North Dakota, Minnesota. I see every single day on my missing children account, there's a child's day missing in my area.
Yeah.
So how in the world did this rise to this level? Why this one, you know?
I don't know. You mean like as far as like high profile?
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Exactly.
know which ones, why some, I've wondered that myself, why some catch on. But it's funny, not funny, but if you aren't on YouTube, like you really wouldn't see much about Sebastian if you were just watching the news, because they just do like the little blip updates,
Mm-hmm. Very good point.
So there's certain cases that just are taken by storm on YouTube. And like, I can't explain
how or why.
How it just happens. And it's weird. It's weird because literally, like if you go to look for an update from the news, you'll find like Nick Barris covering it, when he does little updates. But other than that, it's just the little blips about the Amber Alert, and it's crazy. Yeah. We haven't had any updates from them even lately.
No, that's a very good point. Oh, this world, I tell you, I feel like I'm on a different planet lately.
I know a lot of us do, but you know what? We've got each other here, and
it's here in YouTube.
Here in the YouTube world, but we've got each other here, and we'll try to sort through the craziness together, because that's all we can do.
Prayers and thoughts, and
same to you
for the missing kiddos. Yes,
yeah, and same to you.
Jay.
Yep, have a great evening.
Honor to talk to you. Thank you. Bye bye.
I appreciate you a lot. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. We officially have the best callers, guys. It is. There's a lot of kids that go missing, guys. And, I can't put a finger on why some go viral and some don't. Do you guys want to take some more calls? It's the Twilight Zone. I hope I don't blow your eardrums out. I have no idea where my volume is right now, so prepare yourself. I think I officially need to get a new computer. My computer is jacked up right now, guys. Like, what's weird is that if I have too many windows open, I start to freeze up. Did you notice the video? Like when I was playing it would go fast and then it would slow down. YouTube picks up cases when there are things to dig through and people to blame. A cut and dry case doesn't get the clicks. That's true. That's true. Marina, what? Well, I thought that it was interesting, like you guys like that we put it together so you guys can make up your own minds. And that's what this is all about. Southern Missouri, his case never hit the news. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have seen it here in Florida. If you look up like their local news. Tinfoil Tiara, thank you for explaining what the 1202 timestamp. The parents did an interview and we all got bad vibes from Chris. Yes, we did, Cassie. Yes, we did. Hey, Lucy, I can't recap it. If you want to know what happened with Jules, buy the book. Literally. You know what? Me and Granny are going to get together and write our own book. We're going to write our own book when this is over. So if they're coming up with a production and a book, me and Granny's going to have our own behind the scenes. You had a 13-year-old go missing here for 2 weeks, left her cell, shoes, and everything. She actually ran away. So it happens. Teens are getting smarter. I feel like somebody would have seen him, though. I think somebody would have seen him if he took off. Like by now. It's been 4 months. Like I feel like there would have been a sighting. And I didn't say buy the book to be rude. It was kind of an inside kind of a joke, but it's a lot. To come in and just ask a general question. What happened with Jules? Like, whoa, that's a loaded question. Which part? But Jules, if you're listening in all seriousness, and I'm not one, to try to kick people when they're down and stuff like that. If you seriously are not trying to pull anything, if you literally are not involved with these people and doing bad stuff, you can reach out to me. I don't even know if I want to open myself up to that, but I guess not reach out. Don't reach out to me. Just know that, telling the truth, people will accept the truth a lot easier than they will accept lies when you're called out. Yeah, see, I have a Mac though, Lisa. That's the thing. You can't defrag a Mac. Hey, Northern Light, it's good to see you. She took our kindness for weakness. I don't know if she really thought that far. I hate to think that she did, but Northern, anything's possible. We don't know what we don't know. I'm not going to say that he was barefoot, I mean, who knows? And if the cops think that it is some kind of a ploy, I mean, what do you think that, let's say the cops had a theory, right? Let's say they had a theory that this was a big hoax. What do you think that they would do? Do you think they would just sit back for 4 months and let it play out? Or do you think that they're going to keep questioning the parents when they have a missing kid? Because from our perspective, it looks like they're not doing anything. Like they're not, I can't put Daddy Craddock on a mug. It's his face. You can't put anybody's face on mugs. I don't think BHB should have ever put Chris Proudfoot's face on a shirt. I think that's so wrong. Anyone who has been controlled by a man can feel that Chris, at the least, has anger issues and abusive traits. I myself don't trust Seth more. H squared, thank you for that. Hawaii Heather. Right, I mean, even if she came clean. I know Rudy Farias. Do you know that he went missing again? Did y'all know that Rudy Farias was reported missing again? Look at this crap. One week ago. Look at this crap. He went to live back with his mother. Oh, he's been located. He was what? Look, it says Rudy Farias is missing again. He went to live back with his mother and has been living there since things have calmed down. Yesterday, Peeps reported seeing HPD investigators out there at her house, as well as crime scene units. Today, Texas Aquasearch was spotted on Tidwell near her home as well. Stay tuned. And then it says, update, Rudy has been located. Is this some kind of joke? Unbelievable. Look at this. Well, he ain't with us or his tias or his uncle. He didn't want any of his family's help, especially psychologically, and asked to go back to his mom's. We tried. Hopefully he is okay and not hurt. Rudy, if you see this, go to the cops and tell the truth already. They're talking to Rudy on a Facebook page. I'm telling you, this shit's weird too. Look at this is ridiculous. He is 27. Why are we wasting resources looking for him? He should have to pay for the police looking for him. 27 years old. Freaking weird, right? Hey, Shell. I know, Cricket. It's still a cluster. Trust me. It's still a cluster. He's been found again. Lee Michelle. Thank goodness he's been found again. Need a mug that says 17 hours to nowhere. Aeneas, in all seriousness, KP's behavior is sus. She isn't acting like a mom. Okay, I lost your comment. She isn't acting like a mom, missing child, like Natalie Holloway's mom or Cupcake's mom. I don't know who Cupcake is. Second time you play. JLR reported on that about him going missing again and that he came back and he was found. Attention seekers. Yeah, I don't see that as being Sebastian, though. I think there's too much that we've heard, like abuse-wise and stuff, to make it like a hoaxy thing, you know? Yeah, he was found again, though. Natalie's mom is a good example. Oh. That came from Chloe, Mother McReady. So there's an 8 o'clock CP sighting that there is a picture of CP working on a friend's vehicle Sunday night, 2:25. How come I've never heard that before? He's where Waldo? I know. He always keeps you guessing. Where's he gonna pop up at next? He'll be in the middle of a hurricane, and then he'll be up in fucking Mexico or up in Pennsylvania and then in Mexico. Oh, you were talking about Rudy. I don't know how Katie's acting. I mean, here she looks upset to me. She looks like she's been crying here. What she's been crying about, I don't know. But this is when we talked about Jeremy spoke in class today when he said he liked Pearl Jam and all that. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Oh, wait, we've got someone who's been trying to call 423. 423, if you can hold that thought for 1 second. We'll take a couple more calls, but give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. What's with the guy in the upper left? Oh, he was somebody that got interviewed. He was interviewed by the news, and he said that he is Sebastian's family. He said that mother, that is a really interesting concept. Yeah, I do, gorgeous. I can't remember what I was saying, you guys. Northern, maybe look up nonprofits in your area for like search and rescue or something. Well, I was going to say, I read a comment a second ago. I don't know where it is now, but somebody said they are sorry for being mean to Julia. I mean, I don't want to give her a free pass because there's been a lot of weird things going on. So I don't know. Like, I wish I knew the depth of her connections, but I don't. I don't know the depths of those connections because she wasn't honest with me. So, I did reach out to her after that panel and I said, I'm worried about you. Are you having a mental episode? I pretty much got the brush off, and she could have said there, hi, Ella from Canada. She could have said, yeah, I am. This is the deal. But I mean, I don't blame her because, like, who wants to freaking tell some YouTuber your personal life? I mean, it's really a double-edged sword. I don't know what to make of her. I don't want to drag her day in and day out. Like, we all know what happened, and I'd prefer to just let it go. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of canine handler names in here because I saw that earlier. There's like dog handler names coming out of the woodwork. And it's just, I don't want to be sus of that, but I've never had dog handlers in my chat. Like canine in their YouTube name. You know what I'm saying? No, Jackie, it's not confirmed to be anything. No. Thank you, Kels, for your generous super chat. Okay, so what I wanted to say before we move on, this is where I was thinking. Thank you so much, Kels. That was very generous of you. Thank you. I was sitting here thinking of all of the actors we've seen, right? All the actors. Let me turn this video off. I've been sitting here thinking about all the actors. Chris and Katie, Tony, Julia, all these people. And then I was trying to think, God, who am I leaving out? Because I'm trying to go back in time, right? And then I think of P.I. Chloe. And P.I. Chloe, remember, was another, allegedly, an actress who had a show with Discovery. And then we have the email that was sent to Brittany came from a guy. Well, they used his name, but he's a movie producer. Chicken today, feathers tomorrow. I will put up Sebastian. That's a good idea. I have it right here. Sick of looking at their faces, you know it. Does anybody know who this lady is? We're going to talk about this in the morning as well. I scheduled a live stream for tomorrow morning. We're going to be talking about the video that was taken in Sebastian Rogers' name. The one that was posted January 6th. Or 16th, rather. Where do you go if you need a summary? Oh, geez. I really don't know. Can someone... Yeah, thank you. Yeah, she looks like the girl in the January 16th video. But look over to the right. Who is that girl? Just saying. No, I'm talking about P.I. Heather, not Chloe. Did I say Chloe? If I said Chloe, fuck me. I'm wrong. P.I. Heather. Heather Cohen. Thank you, Shell. Keep your guards up, Jay. Yeah, I do. I will. Kind of looks like her, doesn't it? I think we need to lay off Julia. I think we might need to lay off Julia. Because I've been wondering about this picture for a long fucking time and I never said anything. Yes. This was exactly taken from the dispatch audio. What do you mean you can't see anyone? I moved the chat. Chat's gone. This is from WK. What does that say? I have bad eyes. That ain't no Michaela. That's not Michaela. Michaela is not a cop. I don't know if it's Julia, but it looks like her. Think we might need to lay off. I don't know. So we have the dog handler there. We're going to talk about this in the morning because it's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to unpack. This was 8:52 a.m. the day of the search. No. There's three people, okay? You have this dog handler lady with the gray hair. KP, you can check me. You can check Granny's Watching. You can check Queen Bee. My channel has videos on it. Y'all, I don't want to call nobody out, but shit. It kind of looked like her to me. And that's as big as I can get it for you guys right there. It's not, says Potato. Well, it really I can't really reverse image it because it's a screenshot from a video. So if you go to Danielle, is it Danielle Lynn on YouTube? Danielle Marie or Danielle Lynn? She did the that's the EOC, the emergency operations guy in the middle. But I can't remember what I was saying. Abort mission. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think we need to just back off of that. I don't know. I have no idea. The lady was at the vigil? Hey, Rogue. Nice to see you. I don't know, Cricket. Can you email me or DM me? Can you email me, Cricket, who you're talking about at the first vigil, and we can go over it tomorrow morning? Well, we don't really know what people are doing, okay? So if maybe we haven't been told everything. I don't know. I don't know, y'all, but we're going to talk more about this in the morning, okay? We're going to talk more about this in the morning. Cricket, please do email me who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about, but the first vigil, you're talking about the one at the church or whatever? But doesn't that look like the Bloodhound lady in the Sebastian Rogers video? Crimeology, I've wondered if Julia's K9 is really her emotional support dog. I know, we were talking about that earlier. And you know what? If it is that, and she really is struggling through PTSD, I don't know her journey. I don't know what she's been through. I'm not going to sit here and blast her day after day. But if she's listening, I hope that, you know, if she hears this, if you are struggling, Julia, there's people that do understand. But I also don't want to be taken for a fool. You know what I'm saying? So if you're listening, I just want you to know, I don't necessarily want to like converse with you, but I want you to know that if you're struggling, please, you know, get help and know that there's people out there who understand that more so than lies and confusion and fuckery. So there's a lot more. Jackie, she had said multiple times she suffers from PTSD, though. I know, but to this extent, a lot of people have PTSD, and there's different levels of PTSD, and you just don't know what she's been through. I mean, everybody who has PTSD has it for a different reason. And when I don't know someone, I'm not going to try to guess their reasons. Yeah, I just think she needs to maybe stay out of the true crime and getting involved in these chats, and it's not good for mental health. If you're struggling, you're definitely not going to get any better being on YouTube all the time. YouTube is a place when your mind is clear to come here, but not when your mind is messed up. It's just going to mess it up even longer, even worse, I mean. Yeah, we don't know the history. That's just a vehicle in a driveway, it looks like. we'll go over this more in detail tomorrow, you guys. I'm live tomorrow at 11, I think. I think I scheduled for 11. And when we get out of here, we will dance it out. And then you guys will be redirected by portal over to that live. And I'll see you all in the morning. If you have PTSD, don't inject yourself. I agree. I'm not saying it's okay. No, I haven't heard from her. She blocked me. Think she got in over her head. Probably. Let's not forget whose community she was in on February 22nd. I can't defend that one. I have to just hope there was maybe a good reason for that. Can't imagine what that would be. Well, I've got a going out video for us because I think that we need to laugh because we've been through a lot of fuckery this week. And I love, love, love your calls. We will take more calls next week. But here is, and by the way, Stephen Stern has got a continuance in his case as well. So that one, which I figured with the death penalty case, it's not going to be quick. But yeah, they did ask for a continuance today for the pretrial. But I've got a funny video for you guys to watch. We have a UFO car made its way to Roswell. You guys are going to love this one. Where's my window? Here it is. Oh, not them. Let's switch them. So this is a UFO car that made it to Roswell after getting national attention. Check this out. Because we're going to laugh it out and then we're going to dance this motherfucker out. Hold on. I'm a little technically challenged tonight. My computer is really lagging on me. Appreciate your patience. Studio J in Clearwater, Florida, coming at you live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern and a little sprinkled in between, like our live streams on Tuesday mornings and tomorrow. Here we go. Check it out.
Roswell's UFO Festival is set to take off tomorrow, but one special guest is already getting national attention for how they're getting there. News 13's Jessica Salinas explains.
I come in peace.
67-year-old humanoid Steve Anderson had the trip of a lifetime, getting from Indiana to the UFO Festival in Roswell this week.
Oh, man, it was a storm like I'd never seen.
His flying saucer not only went through a rainstorm during the 18-hour trip, but also got stopped by police in 2 different states.
I've been doing this 19 years, and that's the first occasion I've seen a vehicle like that traveling down the interstate.
Law enforcement from Missouri, Oklahoma, and even Roswell all stopped by to take pictures of the out-of-this-world car that Anderson made over a decade ago with a 1991 Geo Metro.
I've always had a thing about flying saucers. I saw one when I was 8 years old.
He's aware of the astronomical attention his car brings, saying it takes him up to an hour to fill up his gas tank since people always stop him to take pictures. His latest trip to Roswell also leading Anderson to get calls from national and international press.
My slogan when I built that car was that I'm going to bring smiles for miles.
Anderson says there is 3 rules to get a ride in a UFO.
Smiles for miles. Look at the inside of this thing.
Like his. Wearing alien glasses, have a ray gun for protection, and to always act like an 8-year-old.
I said, life is too short. You've got to have fun.
Jessica Salinas, KRQE, News 13.
We should live by that. Life is too short, you guys. Have fun. I think that's a great way to end our show. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Isn't that awesome? Oh, it's great. The cops. You did? You posted the okay, Island Thrifts put the body cam in Discord. Thank you, Island. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Everybody take care. I'll see you in Discord. I'll see you in the morning. Peace. so much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Golden Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back.
Guys, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish. You better come out and stop me.
Want one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Well, thanks so much, Jennifer.
Jennifer loves horses.
Just based on my observations, her hair was very greasy.
Bye, Jennifer.